I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. Those of you who were part of this ministry, and it is Holy Week, and we have made mention of the lost sheep that's we leave the 99 and go and find that one lost sheep. I want to tell you what a grave mistake you made by leaving the place where you had learned more truth. Listen to me. Listen to me, Elder Ramos. Listen to me. The place where the people who had been a part of this ministry before calling me a false prophet, they had, listen to me, Elder Ramos, listen, they had learned more truth, more Bible, more history, more world economics, more geography, but truth. They had learned more truth by coming to the many worship services that we have, by joining this church, by sitting at my feet and listening to me teach. They had learned more truth than you can shake a stick at. They had learned more truth from me the short time they were members of this congregation than they learned from their father, from their mother, from their culture, from their country, from their kings. They learned more truth. Truth is what they learned from me. And then here comes Obama and the devil. He was not a legal president. He was not legally black. And they called me a false prophet. Now, Elder Ramos, think about this for just a second. They learned, how could all that truth they learned from me? I mean, they got mounds and mountains and rivers and streams and valleys and fields and forests of truth coming from my mouth, teaching the scriptures, teaching the history, teaching the Bible, teaching the law, teaching the commands, teaching the parables, teaching the miracles. Truth. Every time I opened my mouth when they sat as members of this congregation, every time I opened my mouth, truth. And yet here comes Obama, a phony and a fake, the son of Satan, pulling power that only the son of Satan could do. And they called me a false prophet. He was not constitutionally the president, so he was not legally the president. He was not legally black. He was neither constitutionally nor racially the first black president. And now that is truth. But it gets worse. His mama was white, and he never did anything for you. He never acted anything like the most dumbest ex-convict prisoner, if you will, homeless man who would be given the reins of the government of the United States of America would have done 1,000 times more for you than Barack Hussein, the long-legged Mac Daddy Obama. Truth is what you heard from my lips. Truth is what you heard. And yet one incident, you fled like the cuckoo. You fled like a bird. You ran as fast as you could, embracing your racism, embracing the devil himself, embracing the son of the devil. You ran from the truth that I taught you year after year, Sabbath after Sabbath after Sabbath, prayer meeting after prayer meeting after prayer meeting. Truth, opening your eyes more than your father, more than your mother, more than your school teacher, more than the university. Truth is all you heard. Growth is all you heard and did when you heard me. And yet this one incident you call a false prophet. This one incident where I went up against the devil's son himself, and he hid from you his birth certificate. He hid from you his true race, his true father. He hid those things from you and showed you a lie. He showed you a birth certificate that was not one that made him constitutionally eligible. He lied to you. After all that truth, You believed that lie, and you ran from the house of truth. You ran from the house of the anointing. You ran from the prophecy land. You ran, and you're still running. Still running. You're still running. Now, I use Elder Ramos' name because Elder Ramos almost got caught up in that lie where the devil hid the truth. The devil hid the truth about his birth certificate. I couldn't get it. The devil hid the truth about his being black. The devil hid that. And because of the hatred and racism and so many, he hid the truth, but he was never the president. And right now, that same Constitution, the 14th Amendment to the Constitution that said Obama was disqualified because he didn't qualify constitutionally, is naturally born. That same Constitution and the same Supreme Court and the same group of people called MAGA now, the Make America Great Again, that same group of people and the U.S. Supreme Court is hiding the truth from you. Then anybody that participates, that takes an oath to defend America and then participates in an insurrection against America is not eligible to serve as president. He's constitutionally ineligible. Right now, Donald John Tribulation Trump is constitutionally ineligible, but he's still running because the devil has once again hidden that constitutional truth. So 16 years later, it's as plain as a nose on your face. It's as painful as anything that's ever been painful because you now know the truth. When you ran from all the truth, and when I told you Obama was not the president, he ain't and never will be. You ran from that truth.